So today, we talking about my top 7 celebrities of all time, sports celebrities of all time. Top 7, okay? Male or female, my top 7. You ready? I'm gonna start with my number 7. And this guy should really be higher because I grew up a Supersonic fan and Shawn Kemp.
Fires it cross court, Kemp's got it right up into the alley. Power slam! Tomahawk jam! Yeah, baby! Into Lister's face, and the Sonics take the lead.
I really want to have an opportunity to meet him, but I have no idea if I ever had that opportunity. But Shawn Kemp, if you're watching this, dude, I'd love to meet you because I think you're cool people. But I was a Supersonic fan, and then when they moved to OKC, and then we ended up drafting KD. And when I say we, this was after they moved, I moved, just like that. See what I did there? I'm a Memphis Grizzly fan, but that was the reason why I switched up is because they left the Supersonics. But we ain't talking about me. We talking about my top 7. At number 6, let me go to the phone. This one's gonna be a head scratcher, but y'all gotta hear me out. Kanye West.
Always find something wrong. Let's get lost tonight. You could be my Black Kate Moss tonight. Play secretary on the boss tonight. And you don't give a what they all say, right?
I wanna meet Kanye West, cause I just wanna talk to him, man. Because you know how when people be like, oh, you crazy, you this or you that, and you have a different eye view or a different thought of a person because you actually know them. So I want to be able to say, nah, man, he ain't as crazy as y'all think. Or, man, he just as batshit crazy as y'all thought he was. That's one of the 2 answers that you gonna get from me, but that's one of the reasons why I want to meet Kanye West at number 6. Number 5, I've met him already, super cool dude, but Shaq. Shaquille O'Neal is one of the coolest dudes that y'all ever meet, and he big as hell. Like, this dude is gigantic. I met him at a wrestling event in New Orleans. No, not a wrestling event, a football event. It was when the Super Bowl was in New Orleans. I was coming out of the hotel and he was coming in, and I was like, Shaq. And he was like, DeAngelo, he knew my name. I was like, damn, bro, Shaq know my name. Yeah, so we're no different from anybody else. And that's when he had just retired and stuff, but Shaq's a really cool guy. That's my number 5. Number 4 is like Barack Obama.
Because despite our differences, we count on the press to shed light on the most important issues of the day.
And we can count on Fox News to terrify old white people with some nonsense.
I could call a nuclear submarine right here from this. It's a cool feature.
That's
sequels.
my number 4. He's my number 4, and the reason why he's my number 4 is because you always hear, back in the days or, my ancestors or whoever ancestors, they would always say that, hey, one of these days, there's gonna be a black president. And that day came when Barack Obama became president, and it was like super cool. Now, I didn't agree with all his policies. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just talking about I'd love to meet him and just pick his brain. One, not because he was president, but the things that he had to go through to become president. I wanted to see if it was any different from any other incumbent that came through and did the same thing that he did. That's one of the reasons why I'd love to meet him and talk to him. Number 3, met him already, didn't have a conversation with him, but Michael Jordan. It's easy. We were at a Charlotte Hornets game. This is before he even owned the Hornets, which is crazy. We were there, and my wife wanted to go backstage, and she wanted to meet Kevin Love because he's a nephew of a Beatle, and she's an absolute of a Beach Boy, and she's an absolute huge fan of the Beach Boys. And I was sitting there, and he was walking by. He was like, "Hey, DeAngelo," and I go, and my wife goes, "What's wrong with you?" I was like, Jordan just said my name. It was one of the coolest moments ever, but just having the opportunity to sit down and talk to these guys, not about, business or sports or just the amount of dedication that you have to put in to achieve what it is that you want to achieve, if this is even something that you wanted to achieve. My number 2, easy, Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice used to be number 1 on my list, but you know, I've talked to him on the phone before. He used to be like my number 1 athlete of all time, but I was always told that you never want to meet your childhood heroes because they might not be what you think they are. And I'm not saying that about Jerry Rice. You know, he was busy this particular time. I get it, I understand, but he's number 2. My number 1, I've met him before, and I wish I get another opportunity to meet him because I'd love to say what it is that I need to say now, because I wasn't a running back like I am now that I was then, and that's Barry Sanders.
It's a privilege to be one of the players that will help restore the roar in the dome.
Hand off Barry Sanders, left side. Sanders breaks a tackle. Touchdown!
Barry Sanders, by far number 1, or be as number 1 on my list because of the things that he did at the size that he did it. And he put short guys on the map. He made it possible for guys like me and LaDainian Tomlinson and guys like that, and taking a chance, because if you remember in the National Football League, it was the Eddie George, it was the Shaun Alexanders, it was the bigger guys that they wanted. They wanted the 4 yards in the cloud of dust. Well, Barry Sanders made it cool to make people miss, and that's how we were born. So I appreciate everything you've done for the game, Barry Sanders. So, you know, if you're seeing this, dude, I'd love to meet you, talk to you about the game. I said I wouldn't talk to you about it, but I'm lying. I want to talk to you about the game and all the other things. But that's my top 7. You know, what is your top 10 or your top 5? Tell me about it.